What would drive a customer service department to automate their systems? Delayed order entry, incorrect PO information, time consuming training. All of these are common delays in the world of customer service, yet customers expect their orders to be placed and their products delivered as soon as possible. Well, today we get to hear firsthand from a customer on what led them to automate their system and what that experience has been like. I'm Scott Leahy, and this is Esker On Air. Today, I'd like to welcome a very special guest. It's not so often that we get to hear experiences straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. But today we have Sam Edandison. He's on the podcast. He's the director of customer service at X-Rite. X-Rite is currently implementing Esker automation, and Sam's here to talk about how that's going and what drove them to seek automation.
Yeah,
So, Sam, welcome to the podcast. Great to have you here. How's it going so far?
it is going great. It's great. It's great to be here, and I'm excited to talk about Esker and let the world know about Esker.
Well, we like to hear that. Before diving into your experiences with Esker and automation, maybe we can just start off with you introducing yourself. What is your day-to-day responsibilities at X-Rite?
Yeah, so I guess my title is director of global customer service, and that you can think of it as handling all the back office things, from supporting our order entry group, people who actually key in the orders, to technical support group, and just general supporting our service organization. Trying to figure out a way how they can be more efficient. Just all back office stuff kind of jumped into together is really kind of what I take care of at X-Rite.
Got it. So, how about a quick high-level overview? Just what kind of company is X-Rite and what goes on there?
Yeah, X-Rite is a great company. So we are a color company. That can be kind of confused for people to understand. Color is simple, something that we see every day, but it's relatively complicated to actually manage. So I give an example of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, everybody knows Coca-Cola red, the Coca-Cola logo. And with Coca-Cola, they want that red to be the same red, regardless of where someone is viewing it, or how someone is viewing it. So Coca-Cola wants that same red on plastic. They want that same type of red on paper. They want that type of red on aluminum. They want that same type of red on a TV screen, on a computer screen. And they don't care if you're in China, in Brazil, in South Africa, in Norway. They want everybody to looking at the same type of red, regardless of where you are, regardless of what substrate is applied on. So what we do is that we create the equipment, the software, and the workflow for Coca-Cola to actually manage their color, regardless of what country and regardless of what substrate or what screen that color has been applied on.
Very cool. Now, you have a bit of a unique background. You went to law school, and I imagine that when you went to law school, you imagined yourself being the head of customer service at some point. So you started out at X-Rite as a product manager. What led you to eventually become the director of customer service at X-Rite?
Yeah. Yes, I did go to law school. So a lot of lawyers don't have this position that I do at X-Rite, running customer service. Uh, the key thing is like X-Rite is part of a conglomerate called Danaher. So usually Danaher will go to graduate schools and recruit people. So they recruited me and placed me at X-Rite. And usually when you're new to a company, you started off as a product manager, because it's a great place to kind of learn. And as I grew into my career as X-Rite, I wanted more kind of management experience, where I can kind of use my skills to kind of help the company. An opportunity came within our customer service team, and I thought I could be of help there to kind of help the team be better and help our company, help X-Rite be better.
So we did a little digging and we saw you had previously mentioned the importance of what color companies use for their branding. What would you say is the most important thing when it comes to customer service there?
Yeah. So I mean, with any company, is all about meeting your customers' expectations. And for customer service, it's even more important. The most important thing when it comes to customer service, for us, within the time frame of meeting customers' expectation, is time. If a customer wants an equipment, a solution at a certain time, we want to make sure that they get it at that time. And customers want their orders to be entered, accurately on time for them to get their stuff on time. They don't want to be going back and forth, with us. So for within that customer expectation frame, for us is getting orders on time, getting it accurately, and making sure that we are not a bottleneck, for the customer to get what they need.
Well, when you entered your current role, what was the customer service landscape like in that pre-automation time frame?
Yeah. So we're still going through our process of automation. We're not kind of fully done, and we're very thankful for Esker for helping us on this journey. But pre-automation, I would say, we were trying to meet our customers' expectation, but weren't fully kind of meeting it. So, for us, it's all about entering orders on time. So when pre-automation, we were doing that most of the days, but we're not doing it every day. And we want to do that every day. We want to be batting 100%. So in the pre-automation landscape, we were not kind of getting all of our orders in, and that had nothing to kind of do with automation. There was some process improvements that we need to kind of get done, in order to actually kind of start to meet our customer expectation. And it's a process improvement that actually we need to get done in order to actually kind of automate things, because you don't want to automate chaos. That would be a very bad idea.
Right. Well, so when was it? When did you decide to look for automation, and how exactly, and at what point of that search process did Esker come into the picture?
Yeah, so Esker was already at X-Rite. So Esker came to X-Rite through our finance department, through accounts payable. So we were using it. The accounts payable team was using it, and we kind of realized that, hey, Esker had actually other modules and tools. It wasn't like a one trick pony. So when we kind of realized that there were other modules that Esker has, like order management modules and many, many, many other modules, we decided that we want to actually kind of try it out with order entry. Because as we kind of looked ahead, we kind of saw, hey, you know, we don't think our order pace is going to kind of decrease. We either kind of going to need more people, or we can have to kind of do some process improvement. So we decided to kind of go with Esker because of the positive experience that we had with accounts payable, and to bring it into order entry. And so far, it has been a positive experience as well within the order entry group.
Great. Well, again, we did do some digging. I see that you were the editor in chief of the Michigan Telecommunications and Technology Review. That's a mouthful. And that discusses the concerns and tensions between technology and the greater law realm.
Mhm.
Did having that experience help in any way when you were looking to implement any automation at X-Rite?
Oh yeah, it does help. It helps generally, not just with implementing technology. With kind of being part of the law review, you have a much deeper appreciation of what technology can do, and also what it cannot do. So when some people either look at technology as as just a pure kind of solution to solve all your problems, and they look at it negatively as as a threat. So being part of that law review, we tend to look at different types of technologies and that are coming in and their implications in the world, in business. It makes you kind of much more comfortable. Where I knew the limitations, and I also kind of knew, I also kind of knew the the positive side of what technology can do, and whereas others may kind of look at automation or AI, with kind of fear. It helped me kind of look at it with hope, but not with hope that's not grounded. It was with pragmatic hope of what it can accomplish. And so far, that has been that hope has slowly materializing as we kind of go through the Esker project that we're on now.
Well, okay, so thinking about that Esker project, and as you say, you're not finished with that process yet, but while implementing Esker Order Management, what was that process like, and what would you say are some of the best practices for any listeners that may not have started that journey yet?
Yeah. Well, first, we're just very thankful for the for the Esker team for working with us. Esker, has been more of a partner that gave us a solution. So we came with Esker with a problem, and they kind of proposed a solution. And even with the stuff that they didn't fully have, they worked with us to make sure that that whatever solution they provided for us is going to work for us. So before I came, the Esker implementation was done through an IT group. An IT group, they do many implementation, and they were very, very good. But it's a difference between working with IT, where they're just kind of looking at technology, they put stuff down and they leave, and the people actually using it. So when I came, I realized that what was kind of built wasn't really working for us, mainly because people didn't take a really kind of deep look at how the auto entry team was working. And this is where we're thankful Esker, because they were more of a partner. They take a step back with us and we ask, how are we actually working, and what can we do to help this group? And working with Esker, they kind of Esker designed a system for us and built stuff that that weren't kind of previously there, and helped us kind of move along. One advice that I would kind of give anyone who's kind of starting a project is to make sure that the folks who are actually leading any technology project are the folks who are using it. The IT folks in your company should act as consultants. Of course, they do the implementation, technical implementation, but they should act as consultants, where the leadership should really come from folks who are using it. It will lead to better implementation in terms of the actual solution serving the folks who are going to use, and also when it comes time to use, there won't be any kind of pushback. People will actually already kind of have a buy-in.
That makes sense. Now, you may have a different answer today than you did at the start, or at a different point in that automation journey. But let's just go with today. What does success look like to you for implementing this tool?
Yeah. So with success, we always start with a customer's perspective. In terms of kind of customer expectation, and we win when we make that customer happy. Sales team has their perspective on customer expectation. For us, our way of meeting customer expectation is making sure orders are entered on time and accurately. So starting from that framework, we realize at least when we were Esker, that we were taking longer than we want with entering orders. So we did a time study where we compared how we were working before and after Esker, and we realized that we were saving almost 200% of the time. So it takes us about 11 to maybe 13 minutes to enter an order, from start to finish. And with Esker, it was taking us up 4 minutes. So we were kind of freeing up double that time. So from that customers, in terms of kind of success when it comes to the customer, it means that we're entering orders on time, and actually we're entering orders accurately, because now the mind share of the order entry team is just kind of spent on verifying and also on working to make the customer happy. Just more being a customer service group than being an order entry group. At the same time, we also kind of what we've seen. We have to kind of do a study on that. Is that the time to train somebody has also kind of speed up. So usually for someone to go from start to where we feel comfortable, kind of letting them ride instead of being on training wheels, but it probably would take a few months, maybe 3 months. And we believe, with Esker, the way things have worked, that it's going to take us perhaps a few weeks, maybe cut that time in half. Mainly because all the learnings and all the complications is really kind of embedded in the tool. The tool kind of takes away a lot of the complications that someone will have to learn if they did not have it. So from a customer perspective, we are entering orders in time. We're entering accurately, and for us, we are able to get people up to speed much more faster than before.
Yeah, and I imagine it's a lot easier to gauge that success when you have those quantifiable statistics that you brought up there. So that's really good to hear too. Well, Sam, I know before implementation, you had mentioned that you were interested in cleaning up what you call dirty orders. Could you quickly just describe, what you and your team thought a dirty order was and how Esker helped you with those?
Yeah, so we are a public company, so we need to make sure that whenever we receive a PO, we are kind of checking, making sure that everything is clear and is actual and order. So a dirty order is an order that's missing a key element. For instance, an order that's missing the company's address or the company's name, an order that's missing the part number, that's missing the correct price, or that's missing the discount levels. Anything that will prevent us from actually entering an order. Now, for us, it is a dirty order. For the customer, it's just kind of going back and forth with us. And I'm sure the customer themselves don't want to go back and forth with us. Sometimes it's due to their own error that didn't kind of include something. And what we realize is that, hey, this will actually kind of dirty orders will actually kind of help us train our customers. The key thing is customer expectation. Customers want to get their orders on time, and they may not know that they themselves are causing the delay, but not giving us the accurate information to enter it. So with the module that we are creating with Esker, the customers will be able to actually upload their orders, and Esker will be able to kind of tell them, hey, you are missing this thing, or missing that thing, or missing that thing. This is similar in Amazon, where I cannot just put a wrong credit card number or a wrong address. I've done that many times, and I'm glad that there was something there to prompt me to kind of make that correction. With the module that we're creating, the customer will be able to kind of make that correction in time and get their order processed on time without having to wait for us to kind of go back and forth with them over several course of emails to actually collect that information.
So most people think of technology or automation helping them out with their customers, but it can also, as we know, greatly impact employees as well. Those folks internally. How do you see both your employees and the customers being impacted by this change?
Yeah, for customers, it's seamless for them. They don't really see anything. It's just that they know that they just have higher trust in our team. For us, internally with the order entry team, change is hard, and for a lot of kind of new older employees, it's hard to kind of get used to a new system because they kind of ingrained in the old system. But for newer ones, they take the new systems, they take it on very quickly. And what we kind of realize is that for our new employees, it's almost like night and day with them. So they don't even want to use that the way we used to kind of enter orders before. They want to go through Esker because they see how easy it is, and they were not so ingrained kind of in the within the past. So for the customer, things are seamless. They don't really get to see anything, but we know that we have to work through the change process of guiding some of our older employees to the new ways of working. And I think we will. Once they kind of see how easy things are, fully see how easy things are, and the pace of it, is a no-brainer.
Well, you've been a part of, deeply a part of this automation process. You have some thoughts. You clearly have some successes. Are there any plans for future automation? If so, what's that going to look like?
Oh yeah, we're not kind of fully done. So part of what we are trying to do is make things easy for the customer. Um, And we all, I've used Amazon. Everyone has used Amazon. Amazon has created this kind of experience that things are so easy. Despite the fact is, B2C, a lot of B2B customers would appreciate something like that. And what Esker is doing is allowing us to kind of do that. Almost kind of helping us, transform to be much more like a kind of a B2C type of company. In the future, we know that we're going to bring in a customer inquiry management. So customers are not only sending us their orders, or sales are not only sending us the orders, but we're getting a lot of questions. And it's all kind of all in one inbox. So what we want to do with Esker's customer inquiry management is to actually have Esker use their artificial intelligence not only to bifurcate or separate what is an order or if it's a question, but also kind of group this question in a very clear format that someone can easily kind of go answer. It will make things seamless for everybody. So currently we have one person whose job is literally to kind of do the separation. With this Esker Order Management with customer inquiry, we'll be able to use that person and do some other jobs, to be much more kind of customer facing. So our goal is to make things easier for our customers. We're also looking into other ways to make things easier. With, for instance, we want to be able to do service contracts. We want to be able to do returns and claims in Esker, and hopefully we want to be able to get our customers themselves within Esker to actually kind of put in their orders, almost like Amazon. So we are, as we kind of move towards the future, we want to kind of we want to make things like much more simpler and easier for our customers to kind of interact with us. And Esker is kind of giving us, Esker is kind of being that bridge for us to kind of get there.
Well, we love to hear that, and maybe we'll have you on the podcast at a later date once you implement those newer solutions.
Yeah, it would be great. I'm more than happy to come and talk about it.
Well, I mean, thanks so much for talking to us here today, Sam. It's much appreciated. So anybody listening, if you have any questions or are interested in if Esker can help out any of your customers, any of your internal employees in the customer service realm, we'll have links in the show notes. And as always, if you're interested in learning more about Esker, you can find us at esker.com. Thanks for tuning in today, and we'll talk to you next time.
Great. Thank you, Scott.